Cool. Next question from Rack, which is brand is increasingly becoming a differentiator signal in B2B software. Companies that use Slack are perceived as cooler and more attractive than companies that use WebEx. Do you think that's a byproduct of excellent tooling or a calculated effort that brand teams make from day one?
Yeah, I think in both, just to use those examples, in both Slack and Zoom's case, it's pretty clear they built a 10x product that, you get into the product experience and you're like, this is unlike anything I've had before, and I immediately get value. And so from that perspective, I'd say that that's been a big contributor to their growth. It's also that they're both the types of products you don't need to be a departmental leader with a budget ascribed to that technology. It's not much of a considered purchase relative to a CRM tool, for example, or something along those lines. So it's very easy for the product flywheel to take off. And I think over time now, Slack, as an example, is starting to do more of the brand thing. They're trying to educate folks that email is not the place for customer communication and some of these other things. And I think that we'll see how they do and really getting to consensus on that. Some counter examples perhaps are like I use Drift as an example, where Intercom was in market with the same dang product for years before. And how did Drift catch up? They went all in on brand, and they went all in on telling a bigger story than just the product capabilities. And I think that helped build a lot of momentum behind their company. So I'd say it sort of depends. If you feel like you're building the next Airbnb, the next Slack, the next Zoom, then and you're either a consumer business that can kind of get that flywheel going, or it's not as much of a considered purchase, and anyone with a credit card can get started. You might think about sequencing some of the stuff out, right? And then over time doing more on the brand side. I think you'll have to do it at some point. But I think if you don't have the 10x product, you can still build a successful business. But I think you need to really focus in on some of the content work and some of the brand work early.
Yeah, that was one of my learnings also, which was that you don't have to build a 10x product, which is something you hear about. Like, that's not something that people go around saying, because what everyone says, oh, you need to build a 10x product,
Yeah. Is Salesforce in its early days a 10x product, or at least in the last 20 years? Is it still a 10x product? I'm not sure, but you can't be a sales rep and not use Salesforce. And you have to ask why. And I think they've done a really good job of proving that brand can, not always, but can beat product.